Dark Elixir up clearly. So anyone that is just joining, like we said, we have 30 minutes remaining of my stream before we hand you over to Huglig. This is the CWL Season 4 final. Both of these clans have battled through. In order to get into this position, we have North Watchers and DLZ. You can see all of the stats on the screen currently. DLZ doing a little bit better for the stats. Let's actually show you the league itself and how it finished off. So as you can see, Forbidden and Spartan's Legacy finished off at the top of the league. North Watchers finished in 3rd position, but DLZ, because of the start they had to the season, actually finished off in 8th position. Now that is incredible in itself to be able to come back as they did. As you can see, 6 losses. They went on an amazing winning streak the final part of the season, pulled themselves into the playoffs, and I'd say go from strength to strength, but even at the start of the season, they were incredible. They were smashing it. They just kind of fell on the wrong side of the coin, if you will, losing on percent, losing by 1 star. They were so unfortunate, but congrats to them for pulling it together, keeping that motivation going, because they've gone through playoffs and had, in my opinion, the best war in Clash of Clans history against Genesis in the semi-finals. It was amazing. I can't believe they pulled it back and got through. And so far, as you can see, they are smashing it. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You'll get to stay up to date with all of my Clash of Clans videos. Let's bring you into some of the attacks that you might have missed if you're just joining us. We did just have a Town Hall 10v10 attempt. It was a 3-star by DLZ, and it was an absolute corker. They smashed it. People asking for 10v10 attacks. We're going to show you a bunch of them here in order to finish up this final half hour before we hand over to Huglig. Then indeed we will be able to jump on out of any live attacks. Remember, we've been watching scout attacks from the Town Hall 9s, and they have been incredible. We have the Town Hall 9 where the Queen walked right around the north of the base, took out the single target Inferno. I am confident that DLZ will get that base down. Equally, when they failed with that one Valkyrie taking out the Hog Riders, I'm confident they've got that base as well. We might even see them attacks in the next 30 minutes, but this one, using the Wall Wrecker to come in as part of that kill squad, it's clearly the most standard thing to do. Take out the enemy queen there, take out the CC, carve a path for your heroes to get in and get the job done. Then, once you've done that, you've carved out that section of the base, the Hog Riders and the Lava Loon are just amazing to circle around. In comes that Lava Hound right across the base to the other side towards that air defense, and then we are circling right the way in from the top. Obviously the haste spells ever so important to take that down early on. Get them defenses, get up to that Lava Hound. I think the Queen was expected to take out this air sweeper. The Queen ended up kind of getting a little bit distracted, didn't quite get that down, but he hastes onto it, takes it down, and it means coming forward to the end of the raid here. As soon as that wizard tower goes down, no splash damage left to affect all these balloons, so he gets the heal spell in alongside the rage spell. Doesn't quite get a good split there. The balloons kind of all clump together. A couple of them are enough to take out that single target Inferno, and then in the end, we thought it might have been a time fail. Does get a good split on the balloons, and it's not even close. Gets the 3 stars, no problem. However, just before that, we saw North Watchers tearing things apart. We had a couple of attacks all in quick succession. DLZ didn't quite get it done. This is that attack that I was talking about, how the Valkyrie stayed up, didn't quite get the funnel set. Valkyrie absolutely smashed out the Hog Riders, so I'm pretty confident, let's just check that there's not alive, guys, that they will indeed get that done. However, before that, we saw Angel the Great for North Watchers with a very, very impressive Lava Loon attack. Again, starts out to get the funnel here with a couple of minions, and then the Queen is going to come forward. Remember, we saw this attack a little bit of probably about a half an hour ago, and just didn't get the lightning spell onto the air defense quick enough. Not the air defense, the Inferno Tower. Locked onto the Queen, Had to use the ability, missed the enemy queen. This time, no messing. He's going to get that down nice and early on. Then the queen is going to go for her walk down the side of the base here, take out the enemy queen most importantly, and then as it gets down to the bottom of the base, this is why he didn't charge in. He wants to take out all of these defenses with the queen in order to help that lava loon pathing. Arguably, he could have taken out the sweeper, but I think they expected to get that with the lightning spell. Queen comes forward though, she's going to take out the enemy queen, no problem now, because we still have the ability which was just used, and the rage spell even manages to get the CC down as well, so all is good from the kill squad by Angel the Great. Able to then come in with the lava loon. Again, throughout the stream we have talked about siege machines, wall wrecker versus battle blimp. The wall wrecker is probably your more standard siege machine to use as part of a kill squad, but in this case, using the battle blimp as part of the lava loon, just using it as a lava hound. As it comes across, you can then reinforce that with either balloons, which in this case get right on top of that air defense, or even a lava hound itself. Really works out nicely if you can get things on top of a specific defense, mainly an air sweeper. If you can get onto a top of an air sweeper, we've seen that a couple of times. I think it was from the DLZ side. It really did work nicely, and just look at how many balloons are left over in this one. Absolutely insane. We are going to kind of recap the Town Hall 10 attacks for you here, which we have been showing you throughout the stream, and then obviously if we do indeed get a live, we'll jump right across to that. We have 25 minutes left before I hand over to Huglig, so I do want to basically cram a couple of Town Hall 10 attacks in for you guys to watch if you haven't been here the whole time. Obviously we've been streaming for 3 hours. It is going to be Klaus and Woody that will do the final 2 hours at Supercell. If you're on YouTube, make sure to check the link in the description that will take you to that video, and you will be able to watch it live. You'll get a notification if you do indeed press that button. Let's have a look. There's been a lot of Town Hall 10. We've just watched that one. It's actually by DLZ that I wanted to come across and show you some of these. The Lava Loon has been brilliant, but we have seen Hog Riders and even the Falcon attack coming in here to wreck these bases. Again, the statistics you can see, 7 out of 11 10v10 triples for DLZ. That is a phenomenal hit rate at Town Hall 10. For North Watchers, 11 to 24, so not quite as good of a ratio, but they do have the stars in the bag. Remember, if there's any bases that DLZ look at and they think, I like the look of that base, they might just hit that straight away. So you can somewhat predict that the hit ratios are going to be better to begin with, but arguably, once you know where the traps are, and once you know what's in the CC, you can then push up the hit ratio. So DLZ probably in the driving seat at this point, but it's all going to come down to the 11v11 game. Again, the final 2 hours from Supercell themselves, you will get to see all of that action. It's been the best season of the CWL in my opinion so far. So competitive. Weird Elite Gaming unfortunately did not make the playoffs, came very close again, but just missed out. These guys have then battled through it in order to get to that level. So, for this one, again, just look at how many balloons are left over. It is crazy. So many. We actually had an attack where I think I counted about 20 balloons left over and even swagged a spell. That is what you call a masterclass. Maybe we can indeed find it, but I'm not going to concentrate too far. Yeah, the siege machines, absolutely. Siege machines have put the hit ratio through the roof, but it certainly is still taking a little bit of adapting, and I think it's a good place right now. It's not, you know, people were saying, oh, they're going to make Town Hall 10 as easy as Town Hall 9. I don't think they're going to make it as easy as Town Hall 9. Clearly they want to make it easier, but I think it's kind of in a good place. Again, they have put that nerf in for the Wall Wrecker. They'll just have to let the dust settle a bit, see if that's a big enough nerf. Do they need to take it further? The good thing I see is that the Wall Wrecker is kind of just an easy one to use. Pop it in with your kill squad, job done. The the battle blimp is a little bit more skill based in my opinion, because even if you can get the troops easily to an area of the base, you have to make sure you're not committing too much to it. You have to make sure that your troops that drop out of there are tanked enough, or you're merging it in with your attack. It is just a little bit more difficult to do. We did see live on stream, this was it. This was the attack we were just talking about. This was Evchek, pretty famous in the CoC world, smashing in the 10v10, and there were so many balloons left over. I think he had pretty much all of them left over. Amazing. Yeah, they are going to be cramming the attacks in. 60 attacks in 8 hours is a lot, you have to say that. The battle blimp is just a hound you can change into loons. Yeah, a lot of people do use it in that strategy. As long as you're using the lava loon strategy, it does merge in very well. So here we are then with Evchek. Gets that funnel created. Again, the wall wrecker is just going to beeline itself to the town hall. But you need the funnel created before you put it in. You don't want it taking damage and then trying to create the funnel, unless you're using it to create the funnel. But you actually want the funnel created for your troops to go in. Look at the risk he takes with this queen. So many times I thought she was going to go down, and she survived the whole thing. Gets the enemy queen and the enemy CC down, carves that path for the balloons down in the south of the base. And the lava hounds just come right around the side. Obviously, standard stuff from this point. Haste spells come in to get them balloons forward. Not quite using all of the balloons, mainly because you can see there is a wizard tower on the back end here, but as the balloons start to merge together in the middle here, going to start using them other spells. The rage spell uses the balloons to pick off this cannon actually, in order to mean that the pathing of the balloons is better. They don't have to then go across to the side. These balloons will be tracked down to the wizard tower. They won't be tempted to go out to the side, and he had that heal spell anyway. Basically with the wizard tower, splash damage on the back end, it's nigh impossible. Your balloons are going to clump up, so you either need to have haste, heal, a back end troop to tank, anything. You just need to have a plan with it. Yeah, they are going to have to be getting them hits in. They do have a lot of hits to do in the final few hours here. Again, you have Huglig for the next 3 hours over on Twitch. I will host into him. Anyone on YouTube, make sure you're popping across there and checking that out. Then he will host into Coward the Viking. Then you have Clash of Clans themselves. Again, if you're on YouTube, the link is in the description. You can go and check that out. So North Watchers at 106, DLZ at 85. Looking at the stats though, 3 stars. They're not too far behind in that regard. You know, North Watchers certainly struggled a little bit more, have them 2 stars. So DLZ in the better position in terms of stats, but they do ultimately have to get them attacks in and convert them. That's the main thing. Can they convert them? I'm sure they can. They have been phenomenal all season. Like we said, they have the Town Hall 9 scouts that they've been doing at to the Town Hall 10s that I'm pretty sure they're going to convert. The one with the Valkyrie as well, that was just a little bit of a mistake in terms of the kill squad. They will be able to get that done. Yeah, 60 attacks in 8 hours though, I completely agree. That is a lot of work. They are going to have to power forward in order to get that done. Let's show you another Town Hall 10 attack from the DLZ side. Then we will flip back across to North Watchers. Welcome to the stream. Everyone just joining again over on YouTube. I do appreciate people are joining in and out all of the time. Again, Season 4, CWL, Final, North Watchers, DLZ, the hype is real. It is amazing, guys. We still have 8 hours left for this as well. For this attack, again, funnels being created, wall wrecker coming in from the other side of the base. Town Hall on the outside, again, Town Hall 12, you have the Giga Tesla, so you kind of have to protect it a bit more. But the wall wrecker putting it in from the opposite side of the base will just keep on going. It's just whether you can get enough value from that side, which clearly on this attack, he is going to be able to do. So as we come forward then, taking out the CC, Queen jumps the wall. We do have a live attack though, guys, so we're going to come out of that. Base number 29, I will remember that, and we will come back to it. So a live attack, it's another Town Hall 9 scout, but this time on the North Watchers side. However, I've really enjoyed the Town Hall 9 scouts. You can kind of see exactly what they're looking for when they're doing it and whether they're going to be able to convert it, which, as we've seen from that one attack already, they didn't quite get it done, but you saw they were just about to. Anyways, King and Queen comes in from the east side of the base. No healers on this one, so he's not checking the pathing of the Queen or anything like that, but obviously they've created that funnel. So now what they're looking for, does the King and Queen go into the base here in order to take out what they want? The Queen has indeed started to walk. Now that's important for the scout attack. Assumingly, he wanted the Queen in there to take out that air defense and the CC, so they are going to then have to adjust this attack. Irrespective of it being Town Hall 9 and the Queen would have obviously got further as a Town Hall 10, she's gone the wrong way. So they're going to have to make sure that this funnel is created a little bit better in order to get in, get that air defense and the Queen. It's a scout attack though, guys. This is exactly what they're doing. This is why they're doing it, so that they're not wasting the Town Hall 10 attacks on it. The 9s, as you can see, got the job done relatively easily. 19 out of 24 for North Watchers. That means they only needed 5 extra Town Hall 9 attacks. Then they can indeed get the job done with the scouts. They can go up to the 11s, they can take down them for the 2 stars if possible, and then get the scouts. Yeah, so we can see there's nothing for the Queen. It does get a bit hectic, but you know, if they get that funnel right, they're going to get in there, they're going to take that down. You can see the pathing of the balloons though, it's kind of worked out. Obviously falls short on spells, troops, you have all of that extra stuff at Town Hall 10. Pretty good scout if you ask me. You can see gets the 2-star, but obviously that is not going to affect things in the slightest, really. They're not really bothered about that, they're just bothered about the information that it tells you. So that is an extra attack used for North Watchers. Let's go ahead and update that scoreboard for you. Obviously, we do not have a 9v10, but I agree, Quantum. I think that is a very nice scout attack. All they need to do is adjust that funnel a little bit. Then they'll be able to get in and get that Queen, get the air defense, and then you can kind of see where the balloons would take shape. But we have another live attack. Brilliant stuff, coming in thick and fast. And let's just see where this one comes. So this is a 10v10, but it's from DLZ. Can they keep up that form? Remember, if you're looking at the stats, they're above 50%, so odds are they get this done, but who knows? We will see. Yeah, maybe they're saving a lot of attacks for the Supercell stream, who knows? I certainly wouldn't. I would be doing what I could to win the war. Gets the funnel on the left-hand side, going to use the heroes. Obviously, the King wants to break through here. Assuming that he wanted to do that to get to the single target Inferno, but maybe he just wanted to walk and get the 2 air defense and leave the Inferno because you can target it directly with balloons. It's not going to be that big of an issue. Queen going to then continue walking around the base, uses the battle blimp to come in, but drops off the balloons relatively early as well, not really bothered about that regard, and then you can see where he's came in early from the south. That means that the balloons in the middle here will get in, but he's attacking right into them air sweepers. Going to be difficult coming into the final part. Uses the rage spell though, the skeleton spell, the heal spell, it all comes in here. There's a lot of damage for these balloons to get through. They've got the spells to get it done, but can they really get through all of this? They're giving it a good go, but I think that single target Inferno is going to do it. You can see the red mine going off next to the wizard tower. That's important because it doesn't then hit the balloons as they come through. Obviously, you have the red mine next to the wizard tower, so that if the balloons get struck, a big group of them, by the wizard tower, the mine can then come and take them out. He's got a lot of minions and lava pups that are tanking the single Inferno. I cannot believe this, guys. He is going to get it done. Get some 3-star hype in the chat. I did not think he had enough to get through, but that was fantastic. There is Hugleg himself in the chat. Again, we'll be handing over to him in about 15 minutes. Wow, another 3-star for DLZ. That is insane. That is now 8 for 12 in their hunt for the Town Hall 10 game. Man, that is insane. I didn't think he had that, I gotta admit. I thought towards the back end he was running out of steam. But wow. That was insane. Get some hype in that chat. Let's get the celebratory wizard in for DLZ. Getting the job done there. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Just trying to update all of the scoreboard for you guys because we had a couple of attacks there, didn't we? Putting them in so that everything is correct. Huglig, if you want to just copy things from me, that's what I did before this. I basically just took the scoreboard from the previous one, but obviously you can just go and double check it against War Match. It was close, Jack. It really was. I did not think he had it. I really didn't. Let's quickly review that, guys, before we look at something else. So, obviously he did want the queen to walk. Unfortunately, the king decided to bat in there. Had the wall breakers in, that's what caused the king to go in. I think he wanted the queen to get in, get the single target, and then basically come back out, continue to walk as she did. Very nice to get the south end down here with the balloons. That meant that they could all clump together. Alright, you do it that's fine, Huglig. I tend to update it manually, but absolutely fine. Anyway, that allowed the balloons to clump together and then ultimately get the job done where he needed it. All of them spells in heavily. Rage, heal, haste, get them back end defenses down. I gotta admit, I didn't think he had it. It gets, you know, like we said, the red air mine went off next to the wizard tower by that single balloon, which was definitely beneficial. Now, I did say that I had remembered which base we were scouting and watching the replay of before that, but I can't actually remember which one it was now. Terrible, terrible stuff. But let's just find a different attack to show you the Town Hall 10 triple. Going through plenty of Town Hall 10s. Again, we have the Hog Wrecker. Did we watch this one first? I don't think we did. But if you're seeing a duplicate, well, we've seen them all throughout the stream, but trying to just cram a lot of them into the final half hour here for you guys. If you're seeing the duplicate attack though, then I do apologize. Again, creates the funnel for the siege machine to power forward through these walls. Again, coming from the opposite side, he's able to get so much value from this as he gets forward. The Valkyrie's able to tear apart them enemy CCs. Queen steps forward to help do that, and as long as that goes down, he's then created a bit of a path for the Hog Riders. Nothing major, but he has almost 40 Hog Riders and all of his spells pretty much left over in order to get the job done. You can still see how he's narrowed the path though and where things will go. However, I will remember this time, base number 19, we have an attack in by Lucas. Let's see if he can do it. So this is the base that I'm pretty sure they will now get the job done. Remember, the Valkyrie last time kept up and shredded them Hog Riders. Notice the baby dragon down here this time. That's the adaptation, as simple as that. Put the baby dragon in, that's going to mean that the king and queen and the bowlers now go into the base. Remember, these buildings were left standing on the last attack, that's why the heroes walked. Let's just see, has the funnel been created enough at the north? The king is running, he's gone. Oh my word, but the queen still gets in there, going to take out the enemy's queen and the CC though, which is the important thing. Are they going to get the single target Inferno, which obviously last time they did indeed get? Hog Riders didn't need to go down there. I still think they're in a much better position though than last time. Presses the queen ability, hopefully she walks out of the range of that single Inferno, which she does, then targets it directly with the Hog Riders. Yeah, I'm going to give this a 3-star already, guys. 4 heal spells to get through these areas. The only thing is he doesn't have a poison spell for the skeletons, but I think with that amount of Hog Riders, this is wrecked. Obviously, there's a lot of splash damage down here, but he has enough heals to just keep popping them on top of the Hog Riders to get the job done. They are going down relatively fast though, guys. We have to say, there's not a huge group of them left. Spring traps are doing their job. What do you think? It's going to be close. The queen has gone down. I don't think he's got it. He's got the heal spell, but the skeletons, the mass of them, have done their job, and it is another defense for North Watchers. Wow, I thought they had that base. That is insane. So there you go. The king walked around the side, didn't quite get it done. Get some defense in the chat for North Watchers. They will be very, very happy with that. Puts another attack down for DLZ. Remember, like we're saying, they have the attacks, but it's actually whether they can convert them, which, you know, we don't have our doubts of them being able to convert. They're a heck of a clan. They need to get the job done. That is another attack against that base. It's holding up well for North Watchers, and that is perfect for them in order to put themselves in a good position. Remember, we have 8 hours left. We're going to be handing over on Twitch to Huglig. Any of you guys on Twitch, don't have to do anything. You'll be transferred straight across. All of you guys on YouTube, please, please, please show your support. Get yourself over there to Twitch. Check out Huglig's stream. Then we will have Coward the Viking before Clash of Clans themselves. If you are on YouTube, you don't want to go to Twitch, make sure to check the link below in the comment in the description. That has a link to the final stream with Klaus and Woody, and they will be live in Finland in order to give you the final 2 hours. It's going to be epic, guys. Please go and check that out. There is a reminder you can click and you'll get a notification for when they do go live. It's going to be an exciting finish. DLZ, like we said, let's show you that league one more time. They had a tough start to the season, losing out so much, but it was by the closest of margins. They have now pulled it through, up into 8th place, which is amazing, looking at the way that they started off to then get into the playoffs so comfortably. North Watchers finishing off in 3rd, but they are indeed getting through that playoff section when it really mattered, and now they battle it out in the final. Huglig has also said that they will be streaming on CWL official YouTube channel, so yes, make sure to check that out as well. I haven't put a link to that. I don't know whether there is a one already up, but the Clash of Clans channel already has their thing up, so I was able to grab the link. But yes, absolutely, you can watch it on either channel. Really doesn't matter. Just get yourself across there. It's going to be an amazing time in itself. So we have another 5 minutes. We have time for one more raid for you guys in order to then hand over to Huglig on Twitch. So what we're going to do, can't remember the Town Hall 10s we've picked. Why don't we show you the 9 versus 11 to finish off? Remember, the Town Hall 9s have done their job superbly here. They've managed to create so many scouts for the 10s, which you're seeing coming into play. Obviously, if they can get the 2 stars on the 11s, what it means is that the Town Hall 11s don't have to have that mentality of having the plan B of getting the 2 stars. Sometimes you need to just be going for the 3 stars and that's it. You might get the 99% 1 star, but you need that 3-star mentality. That's what they need. So what they do here from North Watchers, I've said it time and time on the channel, I love seeing this, is the balloons and the haste, just a small group to snipe off some of the air-based defenses. Then you can use minions to create a massive amount of your percentage. You can put, you know, he only needs to get 50% here, basically. The higher percentage, the better, but clearly the 2 stars is what he wants. So getting the percentage with the minions on the outside means that as long as he snipes off that Town Hall, you can see it at the top, and I can't see him having a lot of troll Teslas around it. It's not that type of thing, guys. Baby Dragon's going to be used to snipe that off. Queen is going to come from the bottom alongside the King and the Ballers to take out that area. Down it goes, and it doesn't even get close. He gets the 50% easily. As a Town Hall 9, that is a brilliant use of your attack. Then the 10s can concentrate on the 10s, because again, the more Town Hall 10s that can 3-star Town Hall 10s, the more 11s you have. And although DLZ have created a brilliant path for themselves here with their hit ratio, it's all about how many 11s they create, but ultimately how many of them they convert into the 3-star attack. As you can see, Town Hall 9 here, once he's got that Town Hall, it's circling the rest of the base, getting the rest of them buildings down for the 3 stars. 3 stars. I'm not used to saying it, guys. For the 2 stars, 9v11 3 stars would be very impressive. There we go though, guys, 2 stars in the house, and really now just using a couple of baby dragons to add onto the percentage. Beautiful stuff. Remember, if you haven't already, make sure to get on over to Twitch. We are going to be handing over to Huglig in a second. I'm just going to double check. We have a few more minutes actually, and then I'll double check once he's live. I will send all of you across there. And make sure, if you're on YouTube, to go and check that out as well. But there we are, 8 hours remaining in this war. Who is going to win, guys? Make sure you're checking out the rest of the streams in order to find out. But until next time, I've been your host, Judo Sloth.